G'day guys. In my last video I started talking about some of the electrical principles, electrical terms and some very basics, sort of electrical basics 101. And I talked about the voltage, current, resistance. We had a look at some protocols and Ohm's Law. Now that's what I'm going to talk about today, is Ohm's Law and why we need to know a little bit about it if we're going to do our boat wiring or DIY stuff. Essentially, I guess, now I don't know this for certain, but I think when I did my apprenticeship, way back in the 80s, I think it was probably one of the very first things that we ever learnt was Ohm's Law. There are a couple of little formulas that we had to do. One of them was Ohm's Law, and it basically gives us an idea of how voltage, current and resistance relate to each other within a circuit. So that's what I'm going to go through and talk about that. But I want to make something very, very clear. Ohm's Law is really great. It's a great little formula, great little law, but it has its limitations as well, in the sense that it's extremely helpful if we've got a fixed resistance within a circuit. If that resistance is a variable resistance, then not so great. But there are some limitations, so what we'll do is we'll talk about that right at the very end of the video. The intent is to probably try and understand the relationships between the voltage, the current and the resistance when we have a fixed value resistance. Okay, so let's get into it. So Ohm's Law. Ohm's Law is volts. V equals volts, I equals current in amps, and R equals our resistance. So now we take our little formula and we put it to use. So volts equals current times resistance, where the resistance is a fixed value. So in this case we want to find our voltage. Typically we just go and get a voltmeter, right, and hang it across the terminals like I showed you in that other video, but we don't know what our voltage is. Let's just say, So basically what I've done here is I've used some very simple values. I've got 1 amp of current flow and I'm using a 12 ohm resistor. Okay, our load is 12 ohms. Now I'm not very good at math, so I had to use something really simple, So what that shows us is when we apply Ohm's Law, we calculate a voltage. So 1 amp times 12 ohms equals 12 volts DC. So our voltage is 12 volts DC. There we go, we've got it. Now I'm thinking that some of you guys are already starting to think, well, why would I want to know any of this stuff, like this electrical stuff? Well, basically the reason that I'm going through this is one of the very first things that we do in an apprenticeship is learn the very, very basics, and this is the basics. So when it comes to the time where we have to do some fault finding or try and work out what's going on within a circuit, we've got to have a bit of an understanding of the relationship between these items. So that's why, guys. I hope that helps, and yeah, keep watching. So now that we know what our voltage is, we've worked out that our voltage is 12 volts DC. We used Ohm's Law to look at that. Let's look at it differently. Let's see if we can find our current. We'll pretend we don't know what it is. So we're going to use our voltage, which is 12 volts DC, and we're going to use that little algebra thing, that little mathematical equation, and we're going to divide the voltage by the resistance to find out what our current is. And guess what? We've got 1 amp. So that's all cool, right? We've done those couple of little calculations and we've seen a couple of different variables. But what happens if we've got a low battery and our battery drops from 12 volts down to 9.6 volts DC? What is the current going to do? How is the current going to react if, very important, if our resistance is constant? Let's have a look. Alright, so basically in this example we want to find our current. We know that our voltage has dropped down to 9.6 volts. We've still got a 12 ohm load. We want to find our current. So we divide our voltage by our load. And look at that, our current has dropped right down to 0.8 of an amp. So basically in this example, our voltage has dropped down, our current has gone down from 1 amp to 0.8 of an amp, 800 milliamps. Righto guys, last example I promise. Now, if our voltage drops, 9.6 volts is a pretty significant drop, but what happens if our resistance increases as well? Let's have a look at that. We want to work out our current, so we're saying our cable is now high. We've got a dirty cable, we've got oxidation on our cable. So we've got 9.6 volts, which is already pretty low. We've got a dud cable. What's going to happen to our current? So we use Ohm's Law again. Let's have a look. So 9.6 volts divided by 50 ohms, which is our resistance. 9.6 volts divided by our cable to our load. We suddenly get 0.192 amps. 0.192 amps. I said that right, didn't I? Yeah. 192 milliamps basically. So the current is dropped significantly because the resistance has increased. So the sort of problems that that's going to cause, so this is an example of a dud cable, but the sort of problems that that's going to cause is things like your lights. Your lights can potentially start to flicker, they'll get dull, they'll start to flicker. Any sort of constant load that you've got on the end of that horrible cable is not going to work properly, basically, I guess. So look, there's a bit of an example for you anyway. I hope that one makes sense as well, eh? Okay, so that's Ohm's Law. So after having a look at Ohm's Law, we know that we can work out, if we've got a fixed resistance, we can know work out what our voltage is or what our current is, and we can have a look at how they interact with each other. So if our voltage goes down, if we've got a fixed resistance, our voltage goes down for some reason, low battery, whatever, then our current will also decrease. But, big but, what happens if it's not a fixed resistance? Let's say, for example, we've got a starter motor on a boat and we have a low battery. What's going to happen then? So a starter motor is a little bit different. So instead of being a fixed resistance, what we've got is an electrical winding and a very low resistance, but that electrical wiring has an electromagnetic field that is created around it. That electromagnetic field, when we turn the power off, we go and then we cut it off, that electromagnetic field collapses. So what happens is that from that electromagnetic field, we get a back EMF. So what happens now is, instead of what we saw in Ohm's Law, where when our voltage went down, our current went down, what happens now is when our voltage goes down, our starter motor, which has got a certain rating, might be 150 watts, it wants to maintain that power rating. 150 watts, it needs 150 watts to turn over. So it's trying to draw more current out of our system. Our voltage has gone down, it's going, hey, give me that power, and it's just trying, you know, that's kind of layman's terms, or, you know, an example, the best way that I can probably describe it, but it's trying to draw more current. So not a great thing to be happening when you're out at sea, you've got a low battery, your starter motor goes, hey, I want to draw more current, and other things start to happen within that circuit as well, like your cables start to get warm and everything else. So just keep that in mind, guys. Ohm's Law, great little tool, great little law when we want to look at the relationship between those three variables, our voltage, our resistance and our current. But when we start talking about motors and other pieces of electronics, the same applies to some of the electronics as well. So any of the electronics where they have smarts on board and they start to, as your voltage comes down, they start to dim the lights, or transducers start to react differently, then the same applies. So basically what we can get is they're trying to, hey, I want more current, I need to work properly, and we have a bit of a problem. The more current we draw from our battery, the lower our battery gets. So keep that in mind, guys. Always check your batteries. Always make sure your batteries are in good working order. Alright guys, that's it for now anyway. I hope you found that interesting. I hope you got something from that. And I think maybe the next video, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at our power. So we've done our Ohm's Law. From our other video, we jumped back, we've had a look at Ohm's Law. Next we're going to have a look at our power and see how that all relates to everything that we're doing on boats. Well, my boat anyway. Thanks guys, thanks for watching.